Alright, how's it going, YouTube? Hope everything's going well. I ended up putting Asia session and US session in the same video. Wasn't really sure whether I should upload my Asia session first last night and then New York this morning, or just put it together. But I do remember that I put them together in another video. In one of the previous videos, I just combined them together, so I decided to do that for this video as well. I decided to go for shorts, just following order flow. I did get in kind of late, but ended up taking sell side liquidity. I wanted to target the other 3 sell side liquidity points of interest, but I wasn't exactly sure whether or not we were going to even reach those areas, so I did just target a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio. I am kind of learning that targeting so much during a session is not the smartest, because we don't really get as big of moves as we normally do, like during London and New York. So I believe moving forward, I'm going to maybe target 100 ticks instead of 150, and then I think my trailing strategy, my risk management will be trailing a little smaller or tighter. I ended up taking 2 contracts off early because I had previously taken a loss. I believe I attempted to go long first and I hit full stop loss, so I ended up going 3 contracts on this short that you're seeing now, but that ended up I ended up, like I said, taking off 2 contracts pretty early, just so I can break even on the entire day. So price does continue to move down. And gives us the opportunity for a good 20-30 minutes. It's just consolidated, and then it started going against me. After taking that sell side liquidity, normally I'm in the mindset where I only want to see sell side liquidity get taken, and then I expect some type of retracement back into internal range liquidity. So I was anticipating something like this to happen, but the further it did go up, the more I thought that we were going to get a full reversal with the market structure shift fair value gap targeting the buy side liquidity. So at this point at 9:30, you see that I typed that this trade may be a break-even trade, which I was okay with because I've already taken those 2 contracts off to make me break even on the whole day. But at that point, we really just wait on price to deliver, whether it's in our favor or against us. So in trading on such low contract size, it really helps the psychology. If your heart is beating too fast, if you start to twirl your hair while you're watching these trades and start to bite your nails and all of these things, it's only your psychology telling you that you're over leveraging, you're over risking. There's only two chances, really two reasons why you can reach a daily limit, a loss. And that's either because you're over leveraging or you just didn't get in your trade at a safe enough place. This is why your trades and my trades and how I see my trades play out is a lot of the time my direction is correct, but I get wicked at my stop loss and then price runs in my direction. It's only because of my placement of my position was not as safe as it should have been. So as we see between 940 and 950, we get that volatility push in our favor, which was very, very satisfying to see. So in this case, I was thinking we were going to continue to run towards those last three sell-side liquidity areas. Ended up drawing a little markup of what I would potentially want to see happen once we got down to that third sell-side liquidity area and tapped into the higher time frame POI. So at this point, I'm just waiting for price to continue to deliver. I did manually move my trade into profit. This wasn't part of my risk management strategy because I did expect some type of volatility at 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. sorry. As you can see, we dropped down to the 30-second time frame, and you see how I marked out a POI fair value gap, SIBI or BISI. I'm not really sure about the terminology. I ended up getting stopped out on that trade, and I decided to go for a long. And this is what I was saying, that I would start to lower my risk when it comes to my take profit projections and where I would like to take profit from. So this trade was a tighter stop loss as well as a shorter take profit target, which was 100 ticks. So we do end up getting that market structure shift, which was very significant. I did kind of want to see price go right into that fair value gap, which you see it do, and just push up, targeting that buy side liquidity. Again, we're only using one mini or one micro, so it wouldn't have been too significant if we broke even. My strategy during Asia session is really, I like to choose my trades generally pretty carefully, but I really use Asia session to build a buffer for when New York comes, so I can have a little more breathing room to lose a trade or two potentially. It's not planned that we lose the trades, but I kind of want a good buffer from my Asian session so that I can have a little more peace of mind going into New York, just in case I do take a couple of losses. As you see in this trade here, there's many times where it came and started dancing around my break-even point. I really thought I was going to get one of those close calls where price was going to come right close to the break-even again, and then the buyers were going to come in and save the day. which this is what it looked like it was about to do, which was very good. Not only did we get a higher time frame market structure shift, it did confirm lower time frame is ready to shift as well. But at the end of the day, you never really know until price gives you that clean delivery and you're able to move to that one-to-one risk to reward. That's when I'm confident that my trade idea was pretty much correct. I do always expect stuff like this to happen when we do target swing highs, and we ended up getting stopped out. So I was still eager to take that buy side liquidity once we took that sell side liquidity from 4 p.m. and we got that market structure shift. I no longer was expecting us to grab any more sell side liquidity, so I ended up taking a long, and I don't normally use OTE anymore, but I did apply that to the chart. And now, as you guys can see, that was a area of good pullback area between 62 and 79. So if I would have entered at 79, my first TP would have been at that recent high, and then my second TP would have been at -1, and then my third TP would have been at -2 all the way at the top of the screen. Volatility ended up coming and taking that first high, so we ended up moving to break even there, as you can see. And as you can see, we're waiting for price to close above that high, which it does, giving us another fair value gap. Now we're up around 35, 40 ticks. And at this point, we're just waiting for volatility to come in and finish the trade for us. Just quick reminder, don't forget to like and subscribe. Turn on the notification button. I'm gonna actually start going live on YouTube more often, maybe during Asia and during New York. I really did want to see, I was debating whether or not I should hold or move my take profit target up to that last buy side liquidity area. But I didn't end up doing that because considering my trailing is so tight in my back testing or forward testing, I ended up deciding to take the trade. Now we are in our New York, and decided to want to go long. I saw a lot of consolidation, but instantly what I saw was that bearish market structure shift to the downside, which to me is a sell side liquidity raid. And instantly, as you can see, I already attempted to go long but ended up getting stopped out. So I ended up on my second attempt. Now I'm on my second attempt. We see London did give us that major push up, and we just consolidated for the rest of the night up until New York opened. So I did kind of want to see price run for that buy side liquidity, which you see marked in red, to sweep that high. And then at that point I would wait to see where 830 was going to be, how 830 was going to move, whether or not it was going to run towards that buy side liquidity and then come back down. But as you can see, price had an entirely different plan. So instantly got stopped out, and price just starts ripping towards the downside. Ended up going 3 contracts short, seeing if I can catch the volatility down. As you can see, I know it's moving pretty fast, but all that buy side liquidity was ended up getting taken. So I ended up moving the break even on that trade. I did kind of feel like I was very low in the range in order for me to expect any more movement. At this point, I do feel like these trades here were a little unnecessary. But I decided to start scalping. So we ended up moving over to minis to finish off the day. I had a very good feeling that we were going to come down and take that sell side liquidity based off, order flow. As you can see, we had the market structure shift right after 7:30. Then we had that 8:30 major push down with a pullback into a fair value gap. So that was a perfect setup there. But I obviously was trading the opposite side, aiming for that buy side liquidity. So I wasn't expecting a pullback, a bearish fair value gap pullback. But I did see that rejection fair value gap entry into the true day, and I was really hoping that we were going to take that sell side, but we don't trade off hope. So at this point I was expecting a major push down to take that London 2 a.m. low and the sell side liquidity you see there. But as we approached 9:30, that buy side candle just looked way too strong, and I was just losing the confidence that we were going to actually deliver to the sell side. Not that I wasn't expecting that we weren't ever gonna reach the sell side, but at this point in time, I did feel like we were going to squeeze some more of the sellers out at 9:30. But we do end up losing this trade, and I jump in to a long position using 5 contracts for a quick scalp, because if we weren't going to go for sell side now, I did see all that buy side liquidity that was generated above 8:30, and we end up taking that 48 tick scalp, which passed our account today and giving us a profit of $733.34. Thank you guys for watching, and I can't wait to start trading with you guys on the Express account.